Have you ever felt as if there were a dark forest inside your mind, filled with creeping vines of anxiety tightening around you, even while you're trying to look fine on the outside? If so, Elara's story will help you see yourself and help you find the door that leads back to the light. Inside Elara's inner world, a radiant valley filled with glowing mushrooms, colorful grasses, and a shimmering river. The little girl sits quietly in the center, surrounded by a warm, magical light. She smiles gently and reaches out to touch a soft, luminescent flower. Each time her finger brushes its petals, the flower pulses in sync with her heartbeat. But the smile freezes. Within the soft glow, Elara senses something strange. She turns, and the vibrant ground beneath her reveals a thin crack. From it, a gray thorned vine crawls out. It does not belong here. More vines begin to surface, spreading quickly, almost consciously, reaching toward Elara. Colors fade. The radiant valley dims under cold streaks of gray. Elara jolts awake. She's sitting on the edge of her real-world bed, her hand clutching her stomach, breath uneven. The corner of her room seems darker than usual, shadows stretching inward. In her inner world, the gray thorns tighten around the glowing flowers, their light flickering weakly. Elara feels something inside her slipping out of control. The next day, on a swing at the park, Elara forces a smile, but behind it is a faint shadow, the gray vines. Other children laugh and play, but Elara stands outside their joy, distant, lost. In her inner world, she tries to rip a vine from a beautiful crystal tree. Each time she tears one, two more grow back, fiercer than before. Elara collapses, exhausted. Walls of thorny vines tower over her, dark and suffocating, swallowing the sky. She grows small, nearly disappearing inside the maze of despair. She seeks refuge in a dusty old library. She pulls out an enormous book, the Encyclopedia of Worries. Its pages are filled with complicated formulas and tangled diagrams. The more she reads, the more overwhelmed she becomes. She builds a machine to trap the vines, the Tangle Reducer 50,000. It whirs, flickers, spins out of control, then explodes into white smoke. Elara's inner world turns completely dark. She sinks to the ground in silence, swallowed by shadows. Just when all hope seems lost, a tiny speck of light appears, smaller than a grain of dust, yet strangely warm. It drifts closer, growing into a small, glowing spirit, Lumie. Lumie floats gently, light as a breath. Elara lifts her head. She reaches out, and Lumie lands softly on her fingertip, instantly making the nearest vine recoil. A clear bell-like chime echoes. From Lumie's light, an image appears. A person breathing slowly, deeply. Lumie is teaching her something. Simple. Too simple. Too light. Too unbelievable. Elara shakes her head, pointing at the monstrous walls of vines. What could one breath possibly do? Sensing her doubt, the vines tremble violently, their sharp thorns scraping together with a chilling hiss. Lumie hovers close to her face, glowing brighter, as if whispering, "Try once, just once." Elara closes her eyes. She inhales, deeply. A soft golden pulse rises from her chest, spreading outward. As she exhales, the light blooms into a gentle wave. It doesn't destroy the vines, but it creates a small open space around her, a single place where she can breathe. Elara's eyes widen. The space is real. Lumie glides toward a lone flower, buried under the vines, illuminating the dew on its petals. Elara breathes with that rhythm. With every exhale, her safe space grows wider. The vines don't disappear, but they soften. They lose their sharpness. Their threat fades. Elara stands up for the first time in days. Lumie circles around her. A narrow path opens ahead. Back in real life, Elara sits in class, hands trembling under the desk. A faint vine appears beneath her chair, but Lumie appears too. A tiny glow, guiding her breathing. Her hands stop shaking. Inside her inner world, she waters a sprout, the first plant of her peaceful garden. It grows, glowing softly blue. Then, another and another. But far away, the massive walls of vines still loom, tall and dark. Elara looks toward them, not with fear but calm. Lumie rests quietly on her shoulder. Then comes presentation day. Hundreds of lights glare on her face. The audience blurs as anxiety surges. In her mind, the vines explode back to life, raging, hungry. They want to destroy everything she has built. Elara trembles backstage, breathing fast, eyes squeezed shut. Her inner world spins into chaos. Lumie is swept into the storm, its light dimming, but still pushing a thin beam of light toward Elara's closed eyes. She remembers the teaching, the breath. One inhale, shaky but determined. One pulse of light, small but unwavering. As she exhales, the light travels through the vines, not destroying them, but carving soft tunnels through the darkness. Elara opens her eyes in the real world. She's still anxious, but not frozen. She steps onto the stage. Lumie floats beside her like a tiny moon. Her voice trembles, then steadies. She smiles, points to the board, speaks, shares. The audience bursts into applause when she finishes. Inside her inner world, she steps out of the vine maze and returns to her glowing garden. She has found her own path. Over time, Elara's garden expands into a brilliant meadow. The vines still exist, but far away now, no longer threatening. She plucks a small weed of worry and sets it aside. Not with anger, but gently, as if caring for herself. Lumie circles a new blossom, making its petals shimmer like magic. Elara smiles, eyes clear. She lies down on the glowing grass, staring at the pristine sky of her inner world. In her real bedroom, she paints that world, the flowers and the vines, as a reminder that both are parts of her. When you come invite her to play, Elara smiles and runs toward you, sunlight warming her hair. Sometimes a gray vine peeks at the corner of her eye, but she inhales, exhales, and keeps running, keeps living. In her inner world, Lumie sits on her shoulder. Together, they meditate in the radiant, tranquil garden. From above, Elara's world becomes clear, a harmonious land where light and shadow coexist. But light always leads the way. At the end of the story, Elara stands on a hill, gazing at her world, peaceful, strong, full of hope. Her face soft, confident. Then everything fades into warm white light. When Elara learned to breathe, to create a small space inside herself, did you notice something? Anxiety didn't vanish overnight. The gray vines were still there, but they no longer controlled her. With just one breath, one small moment of peace, she found the path back to herself. And you? What anxieties are you carrying right now? What is tightening around you like those gray vines? Write it in the comments so you can begin to recognize it, and so I can walk with you on your journey. And try Elara's method today. Inhale deeply, exhale slowly, and create a small sanctuary within yourself. You'll see the light inside you has never gone out. If this story touched you, leave this sentence: I am learning to nurture the light within me. And don't forget to like, subscribe, share, so the next Zen stories can find you at the exact moment you need them.